Yeah.
What's poppin', Ike and the Ikeettes? It's me, Keisha, and I am back, y'all. I am back from vacation. How you guys doing? I miss my babies. I missed y'all. I got all of y'all birthday wishes. Thank you so much. And for anybody that cashed out me a little something, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Happy and thankful and blessed to have reached 41 in good health, good spirits, and at peace, honey, with a coin in the bank. Yes, God wanted do it. The birthday vlog will be coming up next week, so get ready for that. We had a ball. I can't wait for you to see all the fun we had. But let's get into tonight's Ready to Love season 7 episode 5 review. So the episode starts off where the episode left off last week, with Zoe, LJ, and Justice all being in the bottom. Mind you, Justice left early because he said he had some type of work event and Tommy was not feeling that. He was pissed because he did not let him know that. So for whatever reason, I forgot what Tommy said, none of the guys were sent home that day, but he said that later on that week they would be sent home. One of those 3 guys would in fact be sent home later on that week. So they have the opportunity to get their shit together and, change some of these girls' minds. So the following day, Tommy meets up with the 3 guys that were in the bottom, Zoe, LJ, and Justice. Justice apologizes for leaving early. Tommy then tells each of the guys what the ladies have been saying about them. So to LJ, aka Anteater, he tells him that some of the ladies feel like, he's this sweet Caribbean island guy or whatever, but that he needs to, take it off of the surface level and, really dig deeper and give more of himself to the ladies. And then with Justice, basically, I don't know what the fuck Justice called himself doing. He said he got his own process of how he likes to do things. He has not asked anybody for their number. He don't want to take nobody on no date because he just says he's not going to spend money on somebody. And I'm like, what? Girl, just get this nigga the fuck up out of here. He can't dress. He's a clown. And ain't nobody got time for that. Just say you broke, nigga. Just say you broke. Just say you broke. Boy, bye. I don't like him. Get him the fuck off my screen. But since he's in the bottom now, he's talking about he's going to go hard now. Get the fuck out of here. Go hard and spend $1 on a bitch. Zoe, however, the girls feel like he's holding back. He's not giving himself, his all to the women. So they all do a group date. It's Kaden, Charisse, Jamala, Zoe, LJ, Justice, and Trinika. They go-kart riding. Everything is great. They're having fun. They're racing. Everybody's laughing and joking. And Trinika is, having a great time. She whipping that thing. And how in go-karts you're supposed to bump each other. Well, Zoe bumped her really, really hard to the point where I think she might have re-hurt her wrist because, she's been wearing a wrist thing or whatever since she's been on the show. And considering she has some type of ailment, I wouldn't have hit her that hard. So she in her feelings and she feeling some type of way because he was just doing team too much and she feels like he did it, intentionally, like he was just going overboard with the shit. So after go-karting, everybody is looking at Zoe like he crazy because he's being hella competitive. Even LJ peeped how competitive he was being. So everybody cheers into a good game, but Zoe don't want to cheers because he feels like Kaden or Trinika took an L or whatever. He's just being a douchebag. Like, this ain't high school, nigga. Like, these are women. Like, calm the fuck down. This ain't a pickup game. Like, what the fuck? So, as he's doing all of that extra shit, you see Charisse lean over and say to Kaden, barbecue him. And Zoe overheard that. So now he feeling some type of way because he just can't believe that Charisse would say something like that about him. But I'm like, dude, have you seen yourself? Like, you acting like a fucking asshole. Like, calm the fuck down. It was just a game. I hate people like that. So then we see Kaden asks Justice to come talk to her, but she asks for Trinika to come along with her for backup because, Justice act like a little bitch. So, they sit down at a table and Kaden brings up the fact that she called Justice and he had to return her call. He was like, actually, I called you. And she was like, and then I called you back and you never returned the phone call. And he said something smart. And I was like, oh, sister girl is on her period. At that point, I wouldn't even say shit else. I would have been like, oh, it's that time of the month. Never mind. And got up because you're acting like a fucking bitch on her menstrual right now. So like he was just being sassy, honey. Sassy, sassy, sassy. So we then switch over to Zoe and Charisse, who are playing pool with each other. Now, mind you, Charisse has no clue that Zoe overheard her say to the girls to barbecue him. Now, I don't even think that she was saying it in a like straight up like dog him, go off on him type of way. I think she was saying it like, roast his ass, get his ass. Like, like on some playful shit. I don't even think she was being that dead ass serious. But Zoe feeling some type of way. So she says in her confessional that, with her being in the bottom two twice, she knows how that feels, and she wanted to pick his brain and see where his head was at just in case he needed some type of advice. So as they're playing pool, she asks him like, so what is your game plan? What are you going to do now that you're in the bottom? And he was like, I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to keep on being me, da 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 da. So she was like, I haven't really heard from you since the white party. And he was like, at this point, I'm kind of wondering, are you putting on? And she was like, I ain't got to put on shit to, talk to you. Like, huh? Where the hell that come from? So she's confused at this point. So then we go back to Kaden, and she says that she DM'd Justice, and he was like, and he was just going back and forth with her. He had an attitude, child, just being a Spice Girl. Trinika just sitting there with her broke elbow or whatever the hell she had going on. So then we go back to Charisse and Zoe, and Charisse felt like, he doesn't really seem interested in her, and she thought they had like a connection. So she trying to figure out like what is going on between her and Zoe. And she was like, just in case you're not feeling me, I do have another connection. He was like, okay, have another connection. And he was like, because at this point I done seen another side to you anyway. So I don't even really know about you and if I even want to continue to holler at you. So back over there with Kaden and Justice and Trinika, she was like, you know what, I'm just done with the entire conversation because he over here being Miss Sassy Pants. So he was like, well, can I have a hug? She was like, no. He was like, well, then you're not done then, because if you were done with it, you would be able to give me a hug. She was like, no, I just don't want to fucking give you a hug. That don't mean that I'm not over the situation. Like, he's just being an asshole just to be an asshole, just to get a rise out of her. Like, he is such a fucking nincompoop. Like, he is such a fucking child with his broke ass, okay? His name does not need to be fucking Justice. It needs to be Joke, like, because that's exactly what the fuck he is. So, Trinika was like, some of the women feel like you're difficult and like they can't get a grip on you and like you make things really hard. She was like, I can't really identify with that because I guess she sees him in a different way. I don't know what fuck way she see him, but okay, whatever. So Justice in his confessional goes on to say that he feels like Kaden is in love with him. That's why she acts the way that she does, because only women that like that have an attitude and stuff like that are like literally obsessed with you and like you. Like some little kid shit where somebody that bully you all the time, that mean they like you. Like, what mind frame do you live in, sir? This is not second grade. Like, he is childish. Please get him off of her. Send him and Zoe crazy ass home this week. It needs to be a double elimination because both of these niggas is trifling. So then back over there to Charisse and Zoe, and he telling her that she fake, and she was like, I'm fake. And he was like, yeah, you fake or whatever. And she was like, I'm fake, but have you looked at yourself? Have you looked at your behavior? And he was like, I just feel like you being salty now because I called you out. So she's being salty because she's defending herself. Make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Like, you can feel however you want to feel about her, but don't think she's just supposed to stand there and fucking take it. Like, you was being a douchebag. You was being an asshole. You were being way too competitive. You were acting like a barbaric. Like, what the fuck? And so he was like, you fake as fuck. You fake as fuck. And she like, huh? And so at this point, she feeling like, this grown man in her face yelling with a pool stick. And she feel like he like lost his shit. And he kind of low key did. Like, he got issues. That nigga need to go the fuck home And Justice broke ass need to take his ass back to whoever bank he banked for and get them pennies that he been saving up with and fucking deposit them, because that nigga broke and Zoe need a fucking pill. So Charisse and Zoe are steady arguing, and at this point she has had enough. She puts the pool stick down and she was like, I ain't gotta stand here and argue with this motherfucker, pretty much. And she was like, you know what, you're a clown. He was like, you're a clown. Do I want to be with you? No. So go. Take your ass on. See ya. See ya. It was like, nigga, this ain't 1992. This ain't House Party 3. What the fuck? See ya. Wouldn't want to beat ya. With your old ass. So Kaden then gets up to go check on Charisse because she heard them, yelling at each other. And she's like, what happened? And she was like, girl, it's fucking crazy. So LJ checks on Charisse too because he overheard. And Charisse starts to cry because, you could tell like she was really taken aback by his behavior. And that Charisse is a person where she bitchy, but she also a punk at the same time. You can tell she got a mouth on her, but as soon as you back her ass up, she gonna fold the fuck up. So Kaden then goes to talk to Zoe, and she was like, what happened? He was like, I said what I had to say or whatever. She fake. I ain't got nothing to do with her. And she was like, but Zoe, we not gonna do that. We don't have to make someone feel, belittled in order to get our point across. And he was like, yeah, I get that or whatever. So LJ tries to talk to him and was like, you don't want to leave off, on a bad note with her. Just go and talk it out. And he was like, no, I didn't say what I got to say. And apparently he left after that. And LJ was shocked that he just got up and left. Like, I don't know if that nigga had some drinks beforehand, but like he was on some tiki boom boom type shit. Like that was unnecessary as fuck. Like your grown ass up here yelling at this damn woman doing the most because she said barbecue him after your ass was doing the most. Okay, crazy. So at this point, Charisse wants him out of the competition. She wants him the fuck gone. And I agree. I think he needs to go and Justice needs to go because Justice is sitting there wasting everybody's time and trying to get free fucking meals because his ass ain't got no food at home. So then we see Shakira meet up with Tommy before the ladies lounge to talk to him about what's been going on behind the scenes. So apparently some of the guys have come back and told her that they've learned her story through some of the women and how it happened in her face at the white party when Kaden brought up her past in front of Mike. And so, she feeling some type of way because she felt like, I thought we were in a safe space. Everything in that room was supposed to stay in that room. And I wanted to have the opportunity to tell, whoever I wanted to tell about my past or whatever. And so Tommy, of course, is upset by this because, nobody's supposed to talk about what happened in their room unless given permission to do so. So he was like, I'm going to address it with the other ladies. Like, I don't even want you to come back tonight. I'll handle it. You have the rest of the night off. And so she breaks down and starts crying or whatever because you could tell it was on some shit like, I'm going to the teacher and I'm telling, and when I tell, I'm going to get excluded even more. And it's going to make them not like me even more because she already has social anxiety. And, she could tell she feel like kind of like the odd man out and like the opposite of everybody else. So in her confessional, she went on to state how she didn't expect for the women to do her like that. Like she felt like the guys would be like, damn, this girl got a lot going on. She had a past. Like, I don't even know if I want to fuck with that. But she thought that she would have more support from the women. And I think that that's fucked up too. Like when you talking to one of these niggas, you don't even need to be bringing up no other female. It needs to be about what y'all got going on. Like we shouldn't even be talking about none of the other girls and what they got going on. So I understood where Shakira was coming from with that. And I felt really bad for her. Samson puts together a double date picnic for himself, Mike, Looney, and Brandy. He's there for Looney. Mike and Brandy are there for each other. Now, let me tell y'all something. I ain't never really looked at Samson like Samson can get it until this episode. And in this picture right here where you see them walking to the little picnic spot. And that's when I finally got to see that Samson got body. Samson got body under them clothes, honey. I was not expecting the muscles and the tattoos. Yes, he got some height on him. He not too muscular, not too skinny. It was just enough. And then the tattoos, I was like, come on, Samson. Can I be your Delilah, bitch? Like, what is going on? Yes, let me put my flesh on top of your flesh, okay? And let's not procreate. So They sit down, they eating fruit and shit, and Brandy and Mike all over each other. He giving her pineapple, and they and Looney sitting there like, motherfuckers, y'all all on a double date. We don't want to see this shit. That's the most awkwardest thing when you're on double dates and it's like one couple is like more into each other than the other one. You know what I'm saying? Or more touchy feely than the other one. It kind of feels like if you not on that same type of time, then y'all don't really like each other. It's just weird. So then at some point, Mike, the group separates, and so Samson and Looney are playing frisbee, and Mike is steady feeding Brandy fruit, and this nigga takes some grapes and then teabags the grapes into the wine and then teabag them into her mouth. I'm like, girl, he just trying to see what their mouth can do. Cause ain't no way you about to teabag some cherries, my nigga, and put it in my mouth. I don't even like cherries. Gross. So, Samson and Looney, just vibe out and really, connect with each other. And then after that, we see Mike talking to Brandy. He just basically like, he's worried about her schedule since she's a flight attendant because, she could be gone for multiple days at a time. And he was saying how he would miss her. And she was like, if that is something that is important to you, I can arrange my schedule to do my job, but still have enough time for you if we were to be in a relationship. Now, I just hope he gonna be able to do the same thing for you, okay? And then we see LJ and Trinika go on a date. They had a really lovely date. She's really feeling him. He likes her too. Really wasn't much going on there. So it's the day of the ladies' lounge, and Tommy gets straight to the point about what happens in the ladies' room. Ladies' lounge stays in the ladies' lounge. It does not go out of these walls. Kaden automatically knows he's talking about her. It seems like she got wind beforehand because she was sitting there like rolling her eyes and stuff, knowing that he was talking about her. And in her confessional, she was like, we are not in a counseling session. You got to be prepared to confront what you say. And I'm like, girl, this not a situation where she said something about somebody and being called out on it. This is this girl's past. Obviously, she was in some form of an abusive relationship, or she got violated in some type of manner. And she already felt vulnerable even bringing the shit up around a bunch of bitches that she don't even know like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was important for that to be said so people can understand her journey with trying to find love. I just felt like Kaden was just being really blasé about the whole situation and not really caring and understanding to this woman's plight. And it goes back to everything that Shakira was saying, that she thought that she would have more support from women versus them being unsupportive and like bitchy towards her. So Tommy asked the ladies like, how was their week? What happened on their dates? Kayla went out before the white party with Randall. She's really feeling him. She said they talked about family and everything. They're really growing close, and that they actually kissed, to the other lady's surprise that's feeling Randall as well. I cannot remember her name, but she was the one that had on the little white keyhole dress tonight with the nasty weave. But she also had a conversation with Randall at the white party. She was saying how they're getting closer and stuff like that. Kayla rolled her eyes, child. Them hoes is in competition over him, and I don't really understand why, but to each his own, child. So Tommy asked, out of the three guys that were in the bottom, like, who stepped it up? And everybody was saying LJ. So LJ is doing really, really good. Now, as far as Zoe and Justice goes, it was like a split where half of the women felt like Justice needs to go and the other half felt like Zoe needed to go. So Charisse, of course, let Tommy know what happened between her and Zoe at the go-kart place. And so Kaden jumped in and was like, I've been on the phone with Zoe all weekend and I know what happened. So she said that he heard you say, we gonna barbecue him. And Charisse was like, I don't care if I said I was gonna barbecue him. I had a man in my face with a pool stick yelling at me. And so Kaden was like, well, woman to woman, you can't instigate a situation and play victim. And I was like, just because she said we gonna barbecue him, like, it wasn't like she was saying cuss that bitch ass nigga out or nothing like that for him to go off on her and be yelling at her about something so fucking trivial when you were once again doing team too much. Kaden seemed like a pick-me-ass bitch where she gonna ride with what a man say over what a woman say any day. And I'm not really feeling that about her or that fucking big-ass, botchy-ass, Pepto-Bismol ass suit she had on. Girl, fuck you. Fuck you. So at the end of the episode, Brandy goes to a Mexican restaurant to meet up with Zoe, and Tronika meets up with Justice. You know, Tronika is still very much still feeling Justice. He's in her top for her. I don't know what it is about this nigga that she likes so much, but to each its own. So she asks, you know, like, what do you want? And he was like, I just want to continue on, you know, doing my process, getting to know my process and what my process is in the process. Like, this nigga don't even know what the fuck he's saying with this stupid ass straw hat on his head looking like Bojangles. So Brandy is still at the Mexican restaurant waiting on Zoe to show up. It's 30 minutes. This nigga still ain't shown up. She texting him. She calling him. It's going to voicemail. This nigga is still on his period. Like, he needs to go to the doctor at this point. So Tronika tells Justice that the ladies feel like, you know, it's all about you. They can't get to know you, and that they're coming repulsed by, you know, your attitude and behavior. But she was like, we are going to give you another chance. You are still ready to love. I, however, get your love language. I get your language. But, you know, next date it's going to be on you. And this nigga going to say, yeah, okay, that's fine, because I know a free spot that we can go to. Ain't no problems. It's going to be free. But you like this nigga? Like, he gets the joy out of being a cheap ass motherfucker and had you paying? Bitch, I wish I would have paid for that nigga. I wish I fucking would have. Looking like he just stepped off a plantation. Bitch, please. So then in the end, Zoe stands Brandy up. She leaves him a voicemail message, you know, saying, you know, where are you? We're supposed to meet up. And reveals that that was why he was not ready to love, and that it was a bad look on him not to just show up. And it was a bitch move, but he been acting like a bitch all episode, so it ended how it was supposed to end. And that was this week's review of Ready to Love. Overall, I'll give tonight's episode an A. It was really good. Next week's episode looks like it's going to be even better. Let me know down below in the comment section whose side were you on, Charisse's or Zoe, and what y'all think of Mr. Justice Child, because I don't like him. And do you all feel like Kaden was wrong for speaking on Shakira's past? Let's talk down below in the comment section, you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.